Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Shannon.
I'm Alyssa.
Welcome back to another episode of
B-Movie Bash!
Today, we're bringing you another Am I the Asshole? Because they're easy to do.
Woo. And they're fun, and I love judging people.
And we are hashtag judging you.
Yep.
That's the new
Yes.
jingle. You know, there was part of me that was like, should we just rename ourselves hashtag judging you? Because, like, that's all we're doing.
That's all, yeah.
For movies, for stories, for fashion. I know! So,
maybe we read brand.
right? That would be great on a shirt.
That would be great. Hashtag judging you.
So we'll have to look into it if someone already took it.
I hope somebody else took it because I love that.
So.
I would get that tattooed on me.
Please call me before you do that, okay?
I'm already like halfway through. Like, yeah, Shannon, we got it. You're like, yeah, there's like 4 podcasts called that. So.
Oh well, I'm still judging you. You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
I heard this one on TikTok and it's a little long. Sorry.
Okay.
But am I the asshole for having high expectations for my bachelorette party?
Oh no.
Have you heard this one?
No,
okay,
but these are never good.
I know, right?
No.
Okay. I, 25 female, am getting married to my wonderful fiance, 31 male, this fall. A week ago, I had a bachelorette party. While most girls dream of their weddings, I dreamt about my bachelorette weekend. I put a lot of planning into this weekend. I made a lot of phone calls, reservations, everything basically. For Thursday night through Sunday morning, me and 25 of my closest girlfriends rented a house.
Stop.
I know, first of all, who has that many?
Who likes that many women?
I don't know.
Nobody.
I have like 7 friends, like, if that I like hang out with regularly. Let's see.
I have like 3.
Yeah, like nobody that I like hang out with.
But no. Who? No.
No.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, that was your problem.
I mean, I have other friends, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably like max 12. Max 12.
Like, are you part of a paint night and you just invited everybody?
Right, yeah.
Or like you were drunk at a bar one day and so you invited everybody? Okay.
Anyway, 20. I mean, that would probably be a really cheap rental, though, if everybody's chipping in, you know. So, me and 25 of my closest girlfriends rented a house. From the start, it was a disaster. I had told my girls to get to the house early on Thursday so they could decorate and set up before I got there. Well, I got there at the house at 3 and they weren't done decorating. So that bummed me out because I wanted that wow moment when I first came in and saw that set up.
Did you check with them?
Right?
Or like, that's just a weird thing to be like, I set this up, can you... Here's the decorations. You want to, like, go set them up for me? Oh, surprise!
Here's my thing. If you have to plan your own parties, they're not very good friends.
25 of them?
Right?
And no one is, like, the maid of honor?
Nobody is, like, fucking, we gotta get there, we gotta get this decorated, we gotta get going, we gotta get this doing. Like,
you need to find new friends.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Like 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's it. Max.
Right? Because I'm like, I can't tell you how many times, though, I've been like, oh, yeah, it's my birthday. And my friends are like, yeah, let's do something fun. I mean, this last year is whatever. I'm 31. It's not that big of a deal. So, like, if you wanted things decorated, I would have been like, hey, I really do want things decorated. I'm going to be there at this time. Maybe be done before then. If you can't, like, you know, like, it's just... I don't know. But if you have to, like, beg people to do things
this is
for
a
you,
weird situation
that
she has created for herself.
Right?
Okay.
So, it gets... Hang on.
Okay.
So, I don't... We'll talk about it. Okay. So, I felt robbed, but we still had a decent first night. Friday, I woke up everyone at 7 a.m. to make breakfast and get ready because we had a packed day. Vineyards, boat, lunch, happy hour drinks, then dinner, and the clubs. I was getting shaded on all afternoon because people said that they were being rushed from place to place and had to carry changes of clothes all day. But we only had limited time in the city, and I wanted to make the most of it. Okay. Saturday was worse. We had brunch at 9 a.m., and no one was awake in time, so it only ended up being me and a few loyal bridesmaids. We went shopping after a few hours, and when we got back to the house, no one was even apologetic, even though I was close to tears all day. The last straw for me was later that night when we were going to dinner and nobody was wearing the matching shirts we got for the weekend. People wanted to wear their own stuff, but that's not what we agreed on, even though my maid of honor notified everyone. At this point, I said, fuck it. This weekend was ruined and locked myself in my room to cry. It was even worse when I came out a few hours later and half the girls had gone out anyway, without me, aka the actual bride. Ouch. I ended up driving home on Sunday and left the house a mess for the girls to pick up because I was so upset. Now it's been almost a week. No one has really texted me except some bridesmaids and the maid of honor. I know I sound bridezilla-ish, but these are supposed to be my friends, and we're supposed to celebrate me all weekend, and I felt neglected, and then I'm really upset. I understand these expectations might seem like a lot, but I made my expectations clear to the group, and they just let me down so bad. Am I the asshole? And then there's a couple of edits for here because people had questions. And yes, I have 25 people who I genuinely wanted to celebrate with. 6 of them were in my wedding party, and the other 19 were college friends, childhood friends, work friends, etc.
Jesus.
Maid of Honor sent out the itinerary months ago. It was very clear the activities I planned and their prices per person. If someone had wanted to skip out, it wouldn't have been a problem, but all the girls paid accordingly, so they knew what they were getting themselves into. Yeah. She does have another edit where she says everyone clearly thinks that she's the asshole, so she decided to apologize to everyone for wanting one weekend to be all about her. I need to rethink my friend group and make some changes to the wedding invite list.
Okay, so an apology doesn't count if you're saying, I'm sorry that I wanted it all about me and you failed me.
Yeah.
That's not an apology.
Right?
That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's not.
I do think you should rethink your friend group.
I do think so as well.
But also, that's a lot.
It was just a lot of people. But I fully agree with the fact that, like, they sent out a list. They said, these are the activities we're wanting to do. And if you're wanting to come with, you have to pay for them. Obviously, I wouldn't want to go clubbing, so I would be like, I'll go do, like, I'm not into wine or anything, but I'd be like, I'll go to a vineyard, I'll go get brunch and stuff. Yeah, it'll be fun. But, like, I'd be like, okay, you guys go party, I'm going to go home and sleep.
Yeah.
I'll see you at 9 a.m. for brunch.
I'm going to go watch a movie, thanks.
Right? Yeah, like, that's...
Yeah.
Like, that, and I'm sure she would have been like, hey, have fun, bye. Like...
I don't know, there's part of me that thinks that, like, if someone was like, well, I don't want to go on the boat, so I'm just going to go home, like, that would bother her.
Yeah,
I feel
probably.
like.
Yeah. But it's, it is very much a thing of just, like, it's supposed to be about her, but it's not all about her. Her friends are there to help celebrate it. Yeah.
That's what's weird.
Yeah.
Like, if your friends planned all of this stuff for you and then flaked out, yeah, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
But where you put these expectations on them for you, it's weird.
I don't. If they had all thought that it was maybe too much, maybe they should have told her before they got there. Months in advance. Would be like, hey, I just think that's going to be a really packed day. Is there like 1 or 2 things that you want to do the most? And that's the thing that will make the priority. And if we have time, we can try to do these other things.
Yeah.
Like
you have 4 days there.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, you know, probably half days, but still, like, I feel like you could have spaced things out a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Maybe go clubbing later at night. Right. Or, like, don't go.
Or maybe, I don't know, go clubbing Thursday night when you all get there. You're all excited. You're all like, yeah, let's have this party right now. And then the next day, that's when you can do the other things, where you can go to dinner and be a little more chillax and just touring and stuff. Like, and then you're not exhausted for Saturday morning brunch or whatever. Like, it's just... Yeah.
Also, I do think it's kind of shitty that, like, some of her friends went out anyway when she was, like, upset. But also, are they just supposed to sit around and not have fun at all?
Yeah, because they paid for this weekend, too. Yeah.
So. Like, are you going to get upset because they played board games in the next room? Like, I think
they should have gone to her and just been like, hey, we're sorry, but come clubbing with us anyway. Like, come on, let's still, like, let's have a good time. Like,
everyone could have been better.
Yeah. It's just a whole big party, though. Like, I feel like with that many, 26 people?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And, so, like, I'm a planner. I will plan out my whole day when I go on vacation. But also, like, you need to space things out. You need time to, like, cool down and, like, relax. And, like,
that's why,
be like...
Zach and my new thing is we get up, when we go to Disneyland, we get up at 7, we get there at the park as soon as they open, you know? We spend a good few hours there, we get lunch, and then we go home, or go back to the hotel, take a nap for, like, 2 hours, and then go back to the park.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how much more enjoyable Disneyland has been doing that.
The last time I went, we were there at Rope Drop, and I was, like... socially and emotionally and physically drained by like 6 p.m. And I felt bad, but I was like, we need to go.
Yeah, we need to go.
I cannot do this.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that 2-hour nap is like a fantastic recharger because you go eat, you go back home, you just chillax.
Yeah,
you know, and you're not worried about like, man, do I really want to eat that turkey leg because I'm gonna feel queasy afterwards, and then I'm gonna go on Indiana Jones and like you know, it's just.
Yeah. And, like, when I went to Hawaii with a couple friends, we planned a bunch. Like, we were like, we're going to do these tours. We're going to go see all these things. And, like, we had the days packed. And then, like, the third day we were there, they were like, we're going to go to the lava tubes. We're going to go hiking. We're going to do all these things. And Tony and I were like, how about you can do those things and we're just going to sit here.
Yeah,
we need a day.
Yeah.
Like, it had nothing to do with them. It just, we needed to not.
We're getting old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's also 25, so she's still probably in that little bit of a vapid mindset. So, like, there's that. But
I guess.
Yeah. So, like, I don't entirely feel like she's the asshole here. I do feel like
the asshole.
everyone's the asshole. I think everyone's the asshole.
Yeah.
I think her friends should have respected her more, and like
she should not have had such high expectations.
Yeah, she should have had such high expectations, but she had clearly told them all, these are my expectations.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to meet.
Okay, but so, like the person in our friend group to do that, you know exactly who that would be.
Yes.
Our friend group. She's not our friend group.
No.
And like if she did that to us and be like, well, I expect the house to be decorated and we're going to do all these things, I would be like, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop out.
Yeah.
I love you, but no. We're not that close.
Right.
If I was a work friend or whatever, like, no.
I don't know. Like, I've got a lot of work friends, but I don't know if I would go on a weekend away with them.
Right?
Like, that's
to
just
another town?
Weird. Yeah.
That's weird.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
I love some of my friends, but like...
Not that much.
Yeah.
That's a big commitment.
That's a big commitment to go away for a weekend. Yeah. Like, it's not like we're going to Disneyland. So
that would be different.
Yeah. If it was Disneyland, it would totally be a different thing.
Yes.
But, anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for leaving a bad review on a small store?
Okay.
Okay. So my boyfriend and I have a tradition for our anniversary that we go to a store and separate, and after we buy each other gifts, we exchange in the car. It's silly and cute. We walked into this new mom and pop anime store. I'm a huge anime nerd, and my boyfriend likes video games, which they also sell.
Okay.
We separate and go to look for stuff for my boyfriend. Or I go to look for stuff for my boyfriend. A worker walks up to me and starts chatting, and then he points to my leg. I have a pretty big tattoo of Kakashi from Naruto on my thigh, among other anime tattoos. He asks if I got that for my boyfriend, and I said no. I've always loved Naruto, and then showed him my other tattoos, which included the Leaf Village symbol, Gaara of the Sand Gourd, and a piece on my arm of Asuma Sarutobi.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
You're good. You're doing good, though.
I don't watch it. I don't watch it. He started quizzing me on...
Shannon's the adorable, always cutely dressed one, and Alyssa's the one that binge watches anime. So
yeah. I'm surrounded by weebs. It's okay. Just kidding.
You weeb out sometimes, though.
I do.
So, yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
He started quizzing me on the lore of the anime, and I told him that I wouldn't have spent $1,000 on tattoos of an anime that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
And didn't appreciate that he was trying to catch me in a gotcha moment. Mm-hmm. He told me he didn't believe a girl could ever fully understand the real story of Naruto and the depth behind it. In quotes, LOL. Or in parentheses. Mm-hmm. I told him I didn't need his services and he could go back to the front desk. He told me I was a rude wannabe bitch, and walked into the back, and I continued purchasing my items, and I left a review later. Too long, didn't read. If you're feminine presenting, enter with caution. One of the employees will call you a bitch when you don't want to prove your nerd cred to him. The owner left a comment on my review asking for an email conversation and asked that I take down my review because people have started complaining about this employee as well, and his sale revenue has dropped. I told him I wouldn't, and maybe he shouldn't hire misogynists if he doesn't want bad reviews. My friends tell me I'm overreacting.
No, that to me, okay, I'm very much not a Karen. I'm really not a person to like immediately go and be like, I would like to speak to your manager. But to me, that would be, if somebody called me a bitch that worked at a place, you bet your ass I would be talking to a manager. That is totally inappropriate. Like, I've been called a bitch at my job, but that's because I'm the one working and they're upset because of booking.com, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, but I've never had an employee call me a bitch because, like, first of all, I don't know.
I've never been a bitch.
Yeah.
So, just kidding.
I am.
Not to people who are in the service industry.
No, but I'm Britney bitch. So, just that. Anyway,
okay.
But, no, I mean, I'm sure there's some people that have been like, oh, she was a bitch and stuff. But, like, I also, if I order and I'm paying for food and you forget it 3 times, I might get a little bitchy. Yeah. So, like...
I don't say that to my face.
No.
Go in the freezer and yell for a minute, and then you come out like everybody else.
Everybody else. Yeah. That is how everyone else treats their job, okay? Yeah. But... I've also never really had to deal with somebody being like, well, you're a girl, so you don't like those things, because, I don't know, I feel like I don't talk to stupid people.
Yeah.
So, like...
I mean, she couldn't really avoid it at that point.
No, at that point,
it's just... It's so dumb.
I'm not blaming her. But I'm just like, I've never had that happen to me. I've never had the person be like, well, you don't know what you're talking... I mean, besides just... the dorky boys in middle school being dorky boys because they're just like, oh, you play ball like a girl. I did that one time in high school. The boys, we were outside playing in PE and stuff, and we were just playing softball, or, you know, and I get up to bat, and all the boys were making fun of the girls, being like, oh, you hit like a girl, you run like a girl, just da-da-da-da, right?
Like they do.
And I went, please, Lord, please.
Give me the strength.
Just once, I would like to do something really awesome. Okay. And because I played softball for a good few years, so I knew at least a little bit of what I was doing. And I cracked that ball across the field because they were all like, you play ball like a girl, just, Yeah. And I cracked that ball across the field, and they all like, oh, and I looked at them, and I said, hit a little harder, and you can too. And they, and like just burned themselves the whole time. And then from the rest of the year, they called me coach.
Nice.
So
that's a little weird.
It was a little weird. It was only like a month left of school, but like, they were just, oh, hey, coach. And I was like, can we not?
No.
I already feel like weird enough for saying that in the first place. Like, I cringe to this day thinking about it. Like, those moments. But I also, like, the girls were like, yeah. But, like, obviously I knew they were all joking. They didn't actually think we all sucked. Like, they were just being dumb boys and just, But not the point of the story. However, I would not have left a review. I would have immediately been like, if this guy is still working here, I guarantee you I will tell every single person I know not to come into this place. Yeah. He's probably the owner's kid, too.
No, yeah,
so,
probably.
Which means that he's not going to fire him or whatever, but, like...
Yeah, my favorite part was when the owner was like, can you take it down? Because now we're getting complaints about this person. Yeah. And I'm like, no. Yeah, because one person stepped forward. Yeah. I bet you money. There's
he's
tons
doing it to
of people that he's been an asshole to.
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah, no. And that's the worst thing, too, is that... We used to get made fun of so fucking much in high school and middle school for being weebs, for liking anime, for all that shit. And now it's more mainstream because of COVID, which it's awesome because I'm getting a lot more merch that I really enjoy. But
yeah, it's like cool now.
It's cool now. And
we had to suffer.
We did.
For you to enjoy this.
And there definitely are the poser girls coming out and being like, oh yeah, I watch anime. And I'm just like, okay, you're like 4 episodes of watching Demon Slayer doesn't really count.
Just because you know about Sailor Moon doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Everyone knows about Sailor Moon, okay? Yeah. She's literally, like, she and Hatsune Miku are the faces of Japan, okay?
Yeah.
Goku, we all know.
Kitty, we know, we get it.
We get it, yeah. But, like, I don't know. I don't like posers either, because I just don't like liars. That's all I'm saying. I don't like liars. Yeah. Like, in the last few years, I have tried to avoid lying as much as possible, because I'm just like, I don't fucking like liars anymore, and
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. There's no point in lying. No. So...
What a great moral to that story.
Yeah, great moral. Anyway, though, but I just fucking hate that. Like, I am allowed to like things, sir. No, I would have been speaking to a manager, and I know that sounds so Karen-y, but like...
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Don't call me a bitch.
Right?
If he had just been like, oh, you have those tattoos, do you even know? I would be like, okay, whatever, dude. Yeah. But the bitch thing?
Oh, yeah.
That's way over the line.
You call me a bitch, sir,
goodbye.
Sir, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would have immediately just been like, I'm going to speak to your manager, put whatever I was buying on the shelf back, and be like, I will not shop here, ever. And I will make sure everyone, and then I would also leave that review. Yeah. And be like, and the owners refuse to do anything about it, blah, blah, blah. Like, I work in hospitality, like, reviews make or break you, so, fuck that. I hate that. Yep. Okay. I hope you haven't heard this one. You ready for mine?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's a little older, so. Am I the asshole for going back on a promise I made to my husband 8 years ago?
Oh, boy.
Does it sound familiar?
I don't think so.
Good. My husband, it's also a longer one, sorry.
Okay.
My husband and I have been married for 11 years. We met in college and got married shortly after graduating. We are both very career-oriented and have professional goals that we want to obtain. About 8 years ago, we had multiple changes in our lives. The first was me finding out I was pregnant unexpectedly. The second was my husband losing his job when the company he worked for filed for bankruptcy. Oof. We had a lot of hard conversations about what these two things meant for our lives. Ultimately, we decided to keep the baby and have my husband stay out of the workforce to get our home ready for our child and to be a stay-at-home dad while I continue to pursue my career. We came to this agreement and the understanding that he would be able to pursue his career again in the future. Then, 4 years ago, we had another unexpected pregnancy. Yes, I was on birth control and taking it properly, but we were not using condoms. Now we have 2 lovely and amazing children. The pandemic hit my husband harder than it did me, as he was taking on the majority of the childcare, and homeschooling for our oldest was difficult. As hard as it was on him, this time period could not have been better for my career. Over the past 2 years, I have received multiple promotions, and my career trajectory is years ahead of where I thought it might be. A few weeks ago, I received a job offer from a different company that would be another big jump for me. However, it would require relocating to a different state. I excitedly brought this up to my husband, but he wasn't happy for me. He said, what would that mean for him going back to work? And I told him that it would take some time for us to get assimilated to the area and for me to get accustomed to the new job. So it would probably be higher stress than what I'm doing now, but with much higher pay and benefits. I told him that we could discuss him going back to work in maybe a year or so after we move. He told me that he's tired of being a stay-at-home dad, and he's becoming resentful of watching me get to achieve my goals and dreams while he is living a life that he never envisioned himself doing. He told me that I'm being selfish to want to uproot our family for my job, and asking him to once again put his goals and dreams on hold so that he can achieve more of, or so I can achieve more of mine. I told him that being a stay-at-home dad doesn't have to be permanent, and this is just another huge step for us as a family. He cut me off and said, no, this is a huge step for you. For the rest of us, it's just moving. Aww. I told him that it was unfair, and he said, that was unfair, and he said what was unfair was me breaking my promise I made to him. I told him that was years ago, and things have changed. If I'm being honest, I know it's going to be hard for him to get back into his career after being gone for so long. A huge gap like that in his employment record is almost dead on arrival for him to get a good job. I feel bad about it, but we have to have we do have a pretty good life as it is, and this new job could only offer more opportunities.
I am torn because I don't blame her for wanting to do all these things and to further her career. And like, who knows what opportunities could be for him in this other state? Like, if it's a bigger city or whatever, you know? And like, there is daycare.
There's daycare. Like, especially if you're going to be making more money, hun.
Yeah.
Like,
and if one of your kids is in school, like, you know, they're in school and they can be in daycare for the rest of the day or whatever. Like, it doesn't seem like it would be like an adjustment period. I understand, but after that, like,
yeah. At the same time, though, it's like, what goals is he trying to achieve that, you know, like, because you're a family, like, this is what you guys should be doing and stuff. I know, I appreciate that he's not saying that she should have to be the stay-at-home mom and stuff. Like, I appreciate that, but she's over here acting like, oh, you're not gonna get a job, honey, so just keeps being the stay-at-home dad. Like, that's the vibes I'm kind of getting. Or she's like, yeah, but I'm doing great. Right? Like,
I'm making enough money that you can stay home.
Exactly.
If that's not what he wants, then that sucks. I think if I were him, I would, like, try to find a remote job that I can, like, start doing from home to, like, get back into the workforce or something. And then if you did move...
But they have a 4-year-old, too, so, like...
Yeah.
That's, you know, tough for him. I'm sure you understand how tough that is. So, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
I also just don't see the harm in doing daycare. Like,
even if he just has a part-time thing and like is getting back into things or because like I don't want to send my kid full-time to daycare like that. If that's your only choice and you want to have a career, like, you gotta make sacrifices. I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes it kind of comes down to spend time with your kids or have them fed. Like, that's...
It's true.
You know?
Yeah, my mom, when she was, like, when we were all younger, she had the 3 littlest kids in daycare all at the same time. And she said that basically her paycheck went to daycare, like, all of it, but she kept the job because of the benefits. Because she was like, I could just stay home and not be making that money because I'm losing it anyway. It's a toss-up, you know?
Yeah, because she had, like, health insurance and everything, right? So, like, sometimes that's worth it. Like, it's, you know?
I don't know. I think she is being a little bit selfish, but at the same time, like... It would hurt a lot to have your husband not be excited for, like,
for your
being
career.
Having a job offer from another state. Like, that's pretty cool.
I know. I feel like it's like you're kind of both the assholes. You're definitely not paying attention to each other's, like, feelings and stuff. Like,
you need to have a good big old sit down. And talk about what your next move is.
Because just having your kids doesn't mean that that's life ending. Like, I'm sure he is tired of just, like, sitting at home all day, but, like, just like a stay-at-home mom, they sit, you know, like, they're exhausted from it too. So, like,
it's hard.
I think you're both kind of the assholes. You're not talking, you're not communicating, you're not being a team.
So figure your shit out. Jeez.
But for her, I don't appreciate, though, was that him being like, you're going back on your promise, and she's like, that was years ago.
Things change.
Like, okay, I'm taking my vows back then. Peace out. Things change.
Bitch.
Right? Like, that's the same thing.
But also, like, I don't know.
I mean, obviously that's a much smaller than your vows, but, like,
But,
like it's
how much did they set up, like, at this point you can go back to the workforce or like it just seemed kind of like this is what we're doing for now. You know.
Well, and she had that whole thing too where it was like, well, yeah, we have the one kid at a certain point. Probably when the kid goes to school, you can go back into the workforce. And then they had their other kid and stuff. But like, honestly, though, it's what, another year before they can start going to kindergarten?
Like, and like, if you're going to move, do it before the youngest starts school. So that they're in a new place and they can just start out in that school and make friends there. Yeah, that one's tough.
I know. I always like to pick the tough ones. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
So
It's cool. It's cool.
Because there's some that are just like, am I the asshole for, like, you know, punching this guy in the face when he grabbed my girlfriend's ass? Like,
You're like, no. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
Why are you here? The easy ones.
I don't like the easy ones. So
we can have discussions.
Yeah, I like discussions. Anyway,
okay, my next one is fun.
Oh.
It's the yodeling one.
Oh, okay. I'm excited for this one.
I didn't tell Alyssa the full title of this one. So, am I the asshole for not stopping my husband from yodeling every time my mother-in-law asks me about having a baby?
Okay.
I thought you'd appreciate that. I, 27 female, am married to my husband, 28 male, who we will call Keith. Which seems like a weird name to pick.
Like,
but okay. Yeah. We've been married 3 years now. My mother-in-law, who we'll call Beth, and I have never had the best relationship, and at times we've gone low contact because of it. They never do.
Well, I just don't understand.
I don't know.
What are all these bitchy mother-in-laws? Like, I love my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay, she's amazing.
Make nice with your sons.
Zach tells me the other day, okay, that his mom apparently talks about me all the time to everyone else.
Aww.
She'll be talking to people and they'll be like, oh yeah, because all of his younger cousins and stuff are now dating age and everything, right? Yeah. And so she's talking to them and his aunt was saying something about how one of her sons is dating this girl and stuff. And she's like, I just don't know if I really like her. And Tracy went, oh, is she an Alyssa? And she was like, what do you mean? And she's like, is she constantly there to support him and do all these things? And I was like, Tracy,
that's so nice.
I know, that made me feel
You're like the bar to set.
I guess
you're the goal.
Like, and I'm not trying to brag, but he was like, yeah, she says that. And I was like,
oh, that's cute.
It makes me really
You are
happy.
a good wife.
I would take you.
Yeah.
Sometimes my house is a disaster. So I'm a good wife. I'm not a good housekeeper.
There you go. So they haven't had the best relationship, and at times we've gone low contact because of it. She has never wished me a happy birthday or gotten me any kind of present that wasn't an attachment of my husband's. She refused to come to any big events for me, like when I got my master's last year, and she said it wasn't a big enough deal to drive an hour to celebrate.
An hour? An hour?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I would drive an hour to get crumble cookie. I would drive an hour to go get freaking Cinnabon.
Yeah.
Okay? I will drive an hour to go get squeaky cheese.
Yeah.
Like, I need to.
Mongolian.
Yes! How many times have we been like, I'm hungry for Mongolian. Let's just drive an hour down to St. George.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've driven further for less.
Yes.
That's the point here.
Yeah.
I've grown to just have thick skin.
That everything I said was food related.
Give me cookies. Give me cinnamon rolls. Give me noodles.
With cheese curds. Squeaks on my teeth. So
I've grown to have thick skin. You're okay. But also my husband normally handles everything for me. He very much is my bodyguard around her and stops her every time she tries to say anything. But it has never stopped her much anyway.
Good husband.
Yeah.
Points.
Beth's new big thing is kids. She has wanted us to have a baby since before we were married. She has an older son who is unmarried and will probably never have kids, so she always tells Keith that he is her last hope for true happiness.
Bitch, go adopt.
Right?
Like, go get your own fucking kids. Like this.
Go mentor somebody. Yeah. Like, get out of here.
I don't fucking care.
And she always tries to bribe us into kids.
Or I don't know, mail order bride for your son. Okay, how about that? For your other one.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be happy, they'll have kids, whatever.
Maybe if they want them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that do. But they would just want a rich white guy to take care of them.
Yeah.
So
that's probably still a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's sad.
I mean, it's just people still want to get married. They just want to come to the U.S. and then one of Zach's old buddies.
I don't know her to bride.
They don't say she is. They say that he met her when he went there, but like she's an awful person. So like it just makes me like, how would this nice guy how would he end up with her?
I feel like that happens though sometimes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. Maybe she was awesome and then came to the U.S. and just kind of turned into a bitch. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Last year she told us if we got pregnant that she would buy us a house, and she meant it. This woman wants a grandbaby. However, it's gotten to the point where it's all she talks about. She never asks me about my work, my hobbies, my family, or anything new. She basically only talks to me about children. My husband and I want kids, just on our own time. This started really upsetting her, and it made my husband angry. Something to know. My husband jokingly learned how to yodel when he was in high school. Yodel is a loose term, too. It's more that he makes loud, obnoxious sounds for a long period of time and calls it yodeling. A couple months ago when we saw his parents, Beth started to make a baby comment again, and he got so irritated he started to loudly yodel. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen, and it immediately shut her up. Ever since, he does it every time she asks about a kid. This is where we might be the assholes. We went out for his parents' anniversary at a very nice restaurant. Oh no!
Oh no!
I didn't read this all the way through.
Oh
no! It was just his immediate family, parents, brother, Keith, and me. And beforehand, he told his mom very nicely he would really appreciate no baby talk. Well, she didn't care. And she thought that because we were somewhere nice, my husband wouldn't yodel. And she was wrong. He did it so loud and so long that everyone in the restaurant was staring by the end. It embarrassed her so badly she almost started crying. Oh. His dad thinks we're major assholes for ruining their anniversary dinner. Why are you at your parents' anniversary dinner? That's weird. Unless it's like the 50th. Or
maybe. Yeah, if it was like a bigger one, I suppose. But like...
He says we could have just ignored her. My husband feels justified in what he did, and his brother doesn't really care. I mostly feel bad because I should have stopped this a while ago and made us talk like adults, but it's just never worked in the past, and I feel really bad about ruining her dinner. Am I the asshole?
Okay, you are the asshole for ruining everyone else's dinner. Because at the restaurant, I would be like, shut up! Like, just stop
it might be funny.
Yeah, it might be a little funny. But like... I probably would have been upset. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like things being overly loud when I go to restaurants. I get the usual chatter of restaurants. Yeah. Like, I get it's going to be noisy. People are there. Other people exist beyond
people
myself.
Live. Yeah.
People live. And some people talk louder. I'm a loud talker, obviously, because our stats say so. But
our levels.
Our levels say so. But yeah, no, I'm even understanding when babies cry for a few moments. Yeah. Like, I get it. Other people exist in the world.
Yeah.
I would have been upset about that. But no, I just, for the fact that you're constantly telling them we're not ready, we don't want to, like, it's, if she had never said anything of just like, oh, we want kids, just not yet. We'll let you know when we're going to have kids. But if she was always just like, oh, meh.
Yeah.
Like, if she never said anything, if she didn't explain
just brush
at
it
all,
off every time.
Then I could be like, yeah, you're kind of the asshole here. But she clearly shows that this woman doesn't
does not care.
Doesn't care.
Ultimately, I think the mother-in-law is the asshole because he said to her, don't bring this up.
Yeah.
She knew what she was getting herself into. Like, it's just a matter of if your son is brave enough to do that in public, and now you know that he is.
Yep.
So,
but the real winner here is that husband. He's a good guy.
Yes,
that's a good guy.
He is great.
Yep.
He's not an asshole.
Nope. He's the good guy here. No, they're not the assholes.
No.
Coming from somebody who like has had so many people freaking asking us when we're gonna have kids and stuff, and it's like, stop asking.
Yeah, I get really that with my second, having another kid.
Oh, so. Having another. It's like, is my one not good enough for you?
No.
But yes. Okay. All right. My turn. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend to move back to her own country if she won't learn my language?
Ooh, probably. Oh no.
So help me settle this. I'm Dutch, 28 male, and my girlfriend is Italian, 25 female. We live in the Netherlands in a city where you can get by even if you speak only English. She has been living here for 5 years, and we are dating for almost 2 years. She speaks no Dutch and makes no effort to learn. Even simple phrases or greetings, she won't even bother with them. I didn't really care in the beginning, but as time goes by, I find it strange that someone can live in a place for years and refuse to learn the native language.
We don't need to get into that.
Nope. She says Dutch is difficult, sounds ugly, and she doesn't need it for her work or social life. So what's the point? That's all true, but for some reason it bothers me. I don't think Dutch is that ugly. I don't think Dutch is ugly. No. So I don't agree with that point. This morning we were talking about where to travel on a holiday, and the topic of language came up. When I suggested showing her a part of the Netherlands that she hasn't seen, it pissed me off when she joked that she wants to go on holiday somewhere she doesn't have to hear Dutch.
Aww.
It left a bad taste. So I said, let's talk about this later, and tried to end the conversation. That didn't go as planned. She followed me, asking why I'm acting like this over a joke, and eventually it turned into a big argument. She asked me, why does it matter when pretty much any Dutch person speaks English anyways? Why do I even care? I said, how would you like it if I moved to your country and refused to learn her language? She said, if Italian sounded ugly like Dutch, then I would get it. In the heat of the moment, I said, if that's what you think, then maybe you should move back there. I don't really feel that way. I was just angry. But she said that this crossed a line and doesn't speak to me now. Am I the asshole for what I said? And also for being pissed off that she won't learn my language? That's basically telling him, I think a huge part of you is ugly.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he's justified.
oh yeah.
I do.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Like,
if someone said that to me,
yeah.
like, I would rather go somewhere where they don't speak Dutch
Yeah.
and it's ugly and Italian is better. Be like, hey, go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have fun. Bye. I'm going to go to the Netherlands. Like,
yeah. So sad.
That's so sad.
This person that you're supposed to be committing to,
right?
like
I'm not a huge fan of Chinese, but like, I'm not going to tell people that their language is ugly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't understand how it works at all. So
I don't even want to travel to somewhere if I don't know the language.
Yeah.
Like if I can't get around with English, I'm like,
right?
But if I moved somewhere,
oh yeah,
I would learn something.
Some of it, yeah.
Even if there was like a lot of English speaking people. Like,
yeah, one of my old coworkers, her husband is from Germany. He came here for school and stuff, and they got married, and he was living in Germany for a good few years, and she was still living here because school wouldn't pay for her to go to school there and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just trying to finish her degree and everything. And so they were like living apart for like 2 years, and they'd keep visiting.
Marriage?
Yeah, after marriage, and
Wow.
they kept visiting each other and stuff. But like she was trying to learn German as much as possible, so that when she got there, she was more prepared and everything.
Aww.
And like, yeah. And she's like, it was so frustrating though because I get there and I don't know it all, and like,
yeah.
But yeah. But she's like, I'm trying. Like, she's like, I'm going to be living there where people speak the language. Like, I need to learn it. And, like, I'm sure she's a lot better at it now.
Like, read signs
yeah.
and, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I get the English. I wonder if she speaks English and that's how she gets around.
Mm-hmm.
So you learned English.
Yeah.
English fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
No.
Listen to this. It's not Italian.
Right?
It's not French. It's not whatever.
I know if I held up the word read and I held up the word read,
everyone would say, fuck you.
Yeah. Yes.
They should. Because it's stupid.
It's so stupid.
Wow. Yeah, you're justified, brother.
Totally justified, boy. Dump her ass.
Am I the asshole?
Also, listen to Her Majesty.
English is fucking ugly, okay? So I'm just going to throw on an accent.
Do you remember when we used to go shopping at the grocery store and talk in accents?
Yeah.
That was so fun.
That was so dumb.
We were so cringy.
Yeah. Awful. Am I the asshole for walking out in the middle of my husband's birthday dinner?
Oh,
so we've got a lot of dinners going on.
A lot of dinners, yeah.
Okay. My husband and I have been together for 3 years and married for 5 months. Our relationship has been without any problems until the week before our wedding. My husband was very close friends with a woman, let's call her Ava. Just say Ava.
Ava.
Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't get it. That he has known since they were sophomores in high school. I've never had a problem with Ava. I thought it was very obvious that she and my husband were just friends.
That's also a very weird name to pick as like a like.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like Jane.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people just pick, like
Mike.
Yeah.
Tyler. Like
Yeah. It's like, let's call him Keith.
Yeah.
Okay. So his name is Keith. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So this girl's name is Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
She's calling you out, bitch.
Right.
I thought it was very obvious that she and my husband were just friends. I mean, she had a long-term boyfriend and everything. I actually got along with her pretty well. We all hung out together regularly. But then my husband dropped a bombshell on me the week before we got married. I remember he sat me down and told me that Ava revealed to him that she has feelings for him and tried to convince him not to get married to me. She even broke up with her boyfriend of 6 years.
Holy shit.
To prove that she was serious about my husband. Why did you do this right before the wedding?
Yeah. Hun, you had how many years to try to win him over, and it clearly was not working?
Yeah.
Hun, move on. You have someone. Stay with them. Like,
my husband and I both agreed to cut her off. We uninvited her to the wedding, and neither of us have been in contact with her since.
Good.
It was my husband's 30th birthday yesterday, and he just wanted to have a dinner with family and friends, so that's what we did. So we are all in a restaurant eating when all of a sudden Ava walks in. She walks to our table and says she didn't mean to intrude, that she was just getting dinner by herself and saw us. She then wishes...
I bet you're getting dinner by yourself,
right,
bitch.
Right. She then wishes my husband a happy birthday. I expect her to leave, but then my husband asks if she wants to join us.
No!
I look at my husband like, what the fuck are you doing?
Uh-huh.
I'm visibly uncomfortable and irritated. I stand up and tell Ava that she can have my seat, and then I walk out and get an Uber home because I want absolutely nothing to do with her. When my husband comes home almost 2 hours later, he immediately starts an argument with me. 2 hours later?
2 hours later?
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He tells me I overreacted and acted immaturely. I asked him, why did he ask Ava to eat with us? Because I thought we were on the same page about her. He replies that he was just being nice and he didn't think it would be a big deal because it's been a long time since he has seen her, so she probably doesn't have feelings for him anymore.
5 months?
Bitch.
5 months.
Do you know how women work?
Yeah, no.
That's not how women work.
No, that is not at all.
He told me that I ruined his birthday.
Good.
And I'm still upset about it all. I don't think I'm the one in the wrong. I mean, this woman literally tried to steal my partner. Am I the asshole?
No.
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 No, your husband is an asshole.
Guys really don't understand how women work, do they?
No, they really don't.
We are the most evil, conniving things on this planet.
She 1,000,000% knew. And how did she know about this?
Yeah.
How did she know you were going to be there?
Yeah.
Someone told her.
Yeah.
Whether it was a family member, a friend, the husband.
She's stalking you online and saw you post something about it? Like, yeah.
She knew you were there. There's no... That's not a coincidence.
Or might be physically stalking them.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah.
She knows it's his birthday.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she knew that he wanted to go out to dinner, or she knows his favorite place that he always goes, or like...
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
If you... I could see if she, like, was at a table, and she got up and walked over and was like, hey, I was eating over there.
Yeah, holy crap.
But she made it seem like she walked into the restaurant, and then was like, you, over there. That's not...
No.
No.
That's so stalkery to me. And also kind of sketchy that he's suddenly like, hey, bestie, you want to have dinner with us?
Yeah.
Like, that to me makes it feel like he's probably talking to her.
Yeah. Also, the fact that you stormed out because you were so upset, and he stayed for 2 more hours at a dinner.
Yeah.
I get that his family and friends are there.
Yeah.
But I would hope that he would at least follow me to the car and be like, where are you going? Do you want to tell me what's going on? Like, something. I understand maybe wanting to finish the dinner because you don't want to make it, awkward for everybody.
Especially, I'm sure, if other people are paying for you and stuff.
Yeah. But, no.
No.
If she shows up at your dinner, you say, hey, good seeing you. Shoo shoo.
Right?
Get out of here.
Yeah. That's she should have cut that conversation short a lot sooner and just been like, oh, hi, thanks for the birthday wish. Have a good night. Like, we're gonna keep enjoying our dinner, thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
go for your table of one. Go sit at the bar.
Yep.
Get out of here. Yeah.
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 That's so fucked up.
Yeah. The 2 hours later is what really does it for me. I'm like, he doesn't care about you or your feelings.
Or nothing. He didn't even try to text her or nothing. No. Like, that's just...
No. And then he came home and started arguing.
That's scummy.
Yeah.
I don't trust that. That's scummy. That's scummy? I don't like that. Okay, ready? Are you done? Are we done?
Yep.
Okay. There's a lot of expectations in mine. Sorry. Am I the asshole for telling my wife to have realistic expectations?
Oh, boy.
Okay, I guess there's also a lot of language learning. Anyway, my wife and I, 30 female and 34 male, just had this argument, and I want the internet's opinion on if she's setting her sights too high or not. For the past few months, my wife has gotten really, really into Chinese TV dramas, which... Those are really good. Korean dramas are amazing, dude. Like, they're great. She started one show with a friend around Christmas, but she just kept going, and I'd say she's watched at least 6 or 7 decently long series since then, and is showing no signs of slowing down. I have to admit, I was already annoyed with this before we had this argument. She didn't used to be really into many shows, and a lot of times she was happy to watch whatever and knit at the same time. She said that she liked feeling like she was getting stuff done. But since she watches the Chinese shows with English subtitles, she doesn't do nearly as much knitting, so it feels like she's abandoned a lot of her projects. For example, she usually knits my mom something for her birthday in March, like a hat or a scarf, but she didn't, and I could see my mom was disappointed. So because of this, when my wife told me yesterday that she wants to start to learn Chinese so that she can watch more shows and get more immersed in that culture and stuff, I got really irritated. I told her that Chinese is an incredibly difficult language to learn, and since she's an adult, there's no way she'll ever become fluent. She'd just be wasting her time without a hope of actually getting proficient in a language that she could only use to watch TV. I told her it seemed like an unrealistic goal and a waste of time and money. She called me a jerk, told me to F off, and didn't give any sort of counter-argument. Looking back, I think I spoke sharply, but I think deep down she must also realize that it's a stupid idea, but she doesn't want to admit it. I should also say that my wife only speaks English, so she doesn't even have any kind of foundation for learning a foreign language, much less one as notoriously difficult as Chinese. Am I the asshole for wanting to have wanting her to have realistic expectations for herself? Edit. Stop crapping on my mom. Of course she was disappointed. My wife has always given her something handmade on her birthday. Wouldn't you be disappointed if you suddenly stopped getting thoughtful gifts? Also, watching TV is not a hobby. It's a passive activity. Some of y'all seriously need a life if you consider TV watching a hobby. First of all, fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a huge hobby of mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
She needs to not be with this man.
Yeah.
Like, he is not supportive of her.
No.
He does not, like, the whole, like, oh, you're not doing your hobby anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you don't give a fuck.
You don't give a
You just
fuck.
don't want her watching these shows.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
To me, it seemed like he was upset that, because she was like, oh, she was fine watching whatever before and would knit while doing it.
Yeah.
Which means she was fine watching what I wanted to watch.
Yeah. And now,
Like-
she's watching her own shit.
Yeah.
Like-
that you just don't seem to care about.
Yeah.
So.
And if it's all about knitting,
Yeah.
and you're so concerned about her hobby,
fucking
then if
knit
she
yourself.
learns or if she learns Chinese, she can knit
Yeah.
while she watches.
Right? It would have been different if he was like, my wife is the person who, because like I am a person with my ADD and I like to start new hobbies constantly.
Yeah.
I had told Zach multiple times, I am not allowed to get into this hobby, this hobby, this hobby, or this hobby. You will stop me before I do any of them, okay? Because I guarantee you, like the rugs, people making
yeah.
rugs, I want to fucking do
With
that
the big
so
guns.
bad. I want to do it so bad. I would make one rug and then never touch it again.
Yeah.
Maybe in like 3 years I'd be like, oh, it's someone's birthday. I'm going to make them a rug.
Yeah.
But like, never. I will never do
I
it
wouldn't
again.
want to put those on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk on those
Exactly.
rugs. They're so beautiful.
I know a lot of people put them on their walls and stuff, but like at that point, I'll just fucking cross stitch it. So,
Yeah.
you know, like it's. I mean, seriously though, the rugs seem like a lot of fucking fun, and I've told Zach so many. Like, if there was a class, if somebody was doing a class in town and they were just like, "Come make rugs," I would be like, "Yes!" Like I'm gonna go do it. Like
Yeah.
I'd be there, you know, maybe every few months making a rug. It'd be fun, you know.
Yeah.
But like, no, there's so many things. Like, he's not sitting here being like, oh, she's always like putting all these goals on herself and then she doesn't accomplish them and then she's upset with herself over it.
Yeah.
So I'm telling her, hey, honey, maybe don't have so high expectations of yourself, you know, like
No.
kind of a thing. No, it clearly seems like he's concerned that she's going to be doing something that doesn't benefit him.
Yeah,
for
he's
any reason.
annoyed.
Yeah.
He's just annoyed.
Annoyed for no reason.
And like, if she wants to learn a second language,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Fuck you.
Who cares?
Right? I could see him being like, I don't know, maybe not Chinese, because like, okay, listen though, I do not understand how Chinese works. I have listened to it so many times because I watched a few animes and stuff that are
Yeah.
in Chinese. I don't understand it. To me, like, and I'm probably, people are going to cancel me, it all flows, like, it all sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
At least, like, because to maybe it's just me, Spanish at least has, like,
A
words,
rhythm,
you know?
yeah.
Japanese has a rhythm. Like, German has a rhythm. Like, it sounds like letters are being spoken.
Yeah.
You know? Chinese, to me, it just sounds like it's just woo, 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 woo kind of sounds. Like, and I'm not trying to be mean right there, but it all just, like, it all sounds very similar, and I would not be able to differentiate
And, like,
between
pick
words.
up on the words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's just me. And probably my ADD kicking in, and I would never be able to understand it. But like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, all these other languages to me make sense because it's like, oh, I can hear that there's a difference between the words.
Yeah.
So if he was like, well, honey, maybe you should start with like an easier language, like Spanish. Like Spanish is fairly close to.
Yeah. Like, watch a Telemundo.
Yeah,
like,
watch something that
a drama.
that you can start to get the basis of how language works.
But
kind of
that's
thing.
misleading because
Yeah.
that's a romance language, and all of the romance languages, there's a lot of words that are similar to
Mm-hmm.
words that we already use, or we use the foreign words in our everyday life, you know?
Yeah, but at
And
least
so
it would
it's
kind of
like-
give her a basis to understand.
Yeah, but then you go to Chinese,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
going to
true.
be
Completely
there's
different.
nothing. There's nothing the
Yeah.
same. So it would, like, I get where he's coming from in saying that it is going to be hard.
Oh yeah, it's a difficult language. So
but
like,
who cares?
Yeah.
That's her problem.
Yeah.
If she's not knitting, that's her problem.
yeah.
Not yours.
Yeah. I mean, it would be different if he was like, oh, knitting is her job and that's what she does and she sells the things she's knitting, so it's like damaging us financially
Yeah.
by her not knitting while she's watching. Like, I would be like, okay, yeah, that makes absolute sense that you'd be a little concerned and just be like, okay, but at the same time, learning Chinese would be great then.
Yeah.
But like, I would also just be like, well, honey, maybe you should watch it on your off time when you're not working. But it's
Yeah.
clearly just more of a hobby to her. So like, it's not a job, so what the fuck does it matter? I bet he's just mad because she's spending more time watching these shows than she is with him, which, two things. One, maybe she should take a moment and be like, maybe I am watching my shows too much,
Yeah.
and I should be spending time with him, kind of a thing. Or two, why is she watching her shows so much and not wanting to spend time with him?
Yeah.
So, like,
Because there's a difference between, like, I have my show, you have your show, and we have our alone time, and we watch these shows together.
Yeah.
But if that's all you're doing,
Yeah.
and you don't want to be spending time with your spouse, there's maybe a problem.
Right, there's two problems. It's either you or it's him, and I guarantee you it's him.
Right now,
So,
yes,
yeah,
it's him. 100%.
So, a lot of language, a lot of expectations in mine. So, my last one is sad, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, sad.
Well, kind of. Anyway.
Am I the asshole for calling my friend's girlfriend a jealous, vindictive bitch?
Ooh, yes, I'm excited for this one.
My friend James and I have been close friends since primary school. James has been dating Janet for 6 months. Janet believes women should be all natural, which means no makeup, plastic surgery, tattoos, piercings, or anything superficial, as she puts it. I've only properly spoken to her a few times, and she's always brought it up. My girlfriend Nicole and I have been together for 5 years. For as long as I've known her, I've known that she is very glam. I've rarely seen her leave the house without makeup, though most of the time you can't tell.
You can't.
So it's like natural makeup, but she has to have it? Maybe?
I guess,
okay.
maybe.
Nicole has a nose piercing, a few ear piercings, a few tattoos, and is very candid about getting her nose done. She is everything Janet hates. A few weeks ago, James invited us to his beach house for a relaxing week away from the city. It was going to be James, Janet, Nicole, and I. I thought it was going to be a fun time and a way to get to know Janet a bit better since Nicole and James are already great friends. Nicole was reading a book and lounging in the sun when Janet asked her if she wanted to go for a swim, and Nicole declined because she's a terrible swimmer and did not want to ruin her hair. The second part was kind of a joke, but Janet scoffed and muttered something about Nicole being a snobby bitch.
Oh, you're a snobby bitch. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Right? Like, right
Don't
off
you
the
talk
bat.
about my girlfriend like that.
Right off the bat, calling her a bitch.
Oh.
Be like, oh, you don't want to get your hair wet.
Yeah. I don't like getting my hair wet, but because I have miles of hair,
Yeah.
and I don't like getting, I don't like it sticking to me. I don't like having to dry it. I don't like doing all of that shit,
Yeah.
okay? Once I'm in the shower, I like being in the shower. I have to talk myself into getting into the shower.
Exactly.
Like,
I never want to take one until I'm already in there, and then I'm like,
never leaving. Yep.
During dinner, Janet kept insulting Nicole about everything. Nicole would speak, and Janet would call her a posh, pretentious brat. Or James would laugh at something she said, and she would immediately turn to Nicole and say something like, men prefer all natural women. It made the whole dinner awkward, and I asked Janet to
Is she a
stop
vegan
multiple
too?
times, probably. No offense,
No
but like,
offense, but like, if you're a pretentious bitch, then yes.
Yeah.
Offense.
At first, Nicole was laughing her off and making a joke out of the whole thing, but
Oh, that's a good
eventually,
girl.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, it got so uncomfortable that she left the table. Janet called her a fake and sensitive and told her to shut the fuck up before she left the table.
No.
Janet then woke up Nicole from her nap by pouring cold water over her and throwing her dresses in the pool to loosen her up. That's not even the end.
No.
But I am... No.
Police.
Yeah.
That's
destruction
assault.
of property.
Yeah, assault, destruction of property. Also, if you pour water on someone while they're sleeping, that can kill them.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, people can drown like that, but, like, that's fucking waterboarding, basically.
Holy moly.
Yeah, sorry if you can hear the thunder, everyone. It's been fun here.
We left as soon as we could. James has apologized profusely for her behavior, but I've told him that I wasn't comfortable hanging out with Janet yet. He did ask me to apologize to Janet for ruining her good time.
No.
And to help resolve the conflict.
Sir.
No. He said once I apologized, Janet will. I refused and thought that he had accepted that. I ran into James and Janet at the store, and James confronted me, asking me to apologize to Janet. He looked very desperate and I could tell that he really wanted me to apologize. I looked Janet straight in the eye and told her, "I'm sorry, you're such a jealous, vindictive bitch," and asked her to leave me alone. I got a bunch of angry calls from James, calling me petty and hypocritical by name-calling Janet. Nicole thinks I should have handled the situation better.
Okay, Nicole is too good for the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, no dick sucking is good enough for that. Okay, like, I don't care.
Break up with her.
Break up, son. Like,
No.
she will ruin your life.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's way over
What's
the
she
line.
gonna start saying to your mother? Because I'm sure your mother probably wears makeup and probably has her ears pierced and stuff.
Right.
Like, what's she gonna say to your sisters? Who probably, like, if he has sisters and stuff, you know? But like,
Yeah.
to anyone else, to
Your
cousins,
daughter?
to your grandmothers, like,
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
no. She is way out of
No.
line. Ridiculously
Yeah.
out of line. And he is not the asshole for
No.
calling her that because she was being that and
She
more.
was.
And more.
Yeah. I'm sorry, pretentious, jealous bitch is way nicer than anything else I would have said. I would have been screaming at it. First of all,
cheeky mother.
You call my girlfriend a bitch.
Right off the bat.
I will destroy you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck
snob
that.
and pretentious and superficial.
You're a snob and pretentious.
You're an asshole.
Yeah. Like,
oh, throwing her dresses in the pool.
Throwing
water on her. Like, I don't understand.
I don't understand why people are so afraid to call the police on something.
For real.
I absolutely would have called the police on that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
James, leave her.
For real. Dude,
get out of there.
She's ruining your life, your friendship that you've had since kindergarten. Yeah, preschool, whatever.
Yeah.
You've known her for 5 months.
Get her out.
I guarantee you it's not worth it.
No.
It's not. No girl's worth that shit.
I wonder if they can hear the thunder ASMR.
But, because, like, I had a friend from high school who was dating a girl who did not want him to be friends with us. Mm-hmm. And I hated that. Like,
yep.
I mean, they're married now or whatever, but, like...
It's fine.
I still love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least she wasn't, like, an outwardly bitch to you.
No.
Right?
Well...
I mean, a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. Am I the asshole for wanting to leave my depressed partner?
Oh, no.
We've been together for 3+ years, but the past year or so, she's been digging deeper and deeper into depression. She quit her job in March due to burnout, and while she temporarily felt better, this clearly has had a disastrous effects on her mental health. She is struggling to even find the motivation to apply for jobs, even though she is qualified for high-paying positions. She spends literally hours each day weeping and can hardly leave the house without having a breakdown. She also resents me and most of my friends for being happy in our lives. She has a therapist through Kaiser?
Sure.
I'm not sure what that is. That she absolutely hates and is on antidepressants. I constantly try to talk her through things that bother her, but it's like she's so deep in this hole that she can't even see the light anymore. She refuses to seek help from anyone else. However, despite mine and her family's pleas to check herself into a 24-hour care facility. I have offered to pay for it, and so have her parents. I really love this girl. At her best, she's one of the most caring and thoughtful people I've ever met, but I'm sick of dealing with this. I work 2 jobs, 60 hours a week, and just want to enjoy my time off and not have this burden anymore.
Sad.
Yeah.
I understand that would be hard.
Yeah.
But if you love this person, you cannot leave them when they're in their deepest pit of despair.
Yeah.
Like,
but
obviously you can't use the whole, like, they could kill themselves, but, like...
Yeah, but I don't think that should be put on somebody else.
No, it shouldn't be a threat. It shouldn't be anything like that. But, like, is that not a thought in your head?
Yeah.
Do you care about this person? And, like...
I'm sure he has thought it and stuff, but, like, it's also a thing of, like, you can't help somebody who doesn't want help. But somebody who is depressed clearly isn't in the right mindset for things. So it's almost like, well, I think you should maybe do an involuntary 72-hour psych hold. Yeah. Because, like, it's, you know. That's,
or, like, have the police come to do a wellness check or something. Like, she needs other people, another power.
I think, like, an intervention would be really good for her.
Jeez.
Like, I get it.
It would be hard.
It would be so fucking hard. But, like, if you love this person and you want to try to work things through, you want to be there for them, you should try to stick it out. But at the same time, it's like, why are we telling other people, like, oh, you should not be with your abusive husband just because he's grumpy, you know, like, he's grumpy and stuff. But, like, it's... Like, you shouldn't have to be with somebody who makes your life worse. Yeah. So, who's actively not wanting to get better. Yeah. Kind of a thing. Like...
It's true.
So...
Mental health sucks.
Yeah. So, because it's just not fair, because it's going to start bringing you down. Yeah. And, you know, and that's not good.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that would be, like, the thing she needed to, like, pull her shit together. Yeah. But it could also
go the other way. Yeah, exactly. So, like, if that's the case, then, like, okay, 72-hour cycle, then, like...
Yeah, I think her parents or him need to have someone come and, like, take her. Poor puppy. Yes. I have another bridesmaid one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for dropping out as a bridesmaid after the bride made me feel humiliated? Oh. I have been friends with April for close to 15 years now. We met at gymnastics as kids and formed a close bond. It seemed natural for us that I would be a bridesmaid just as we had always planned. The wedding was delayed a lot due to COVID, and then I received big news. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was lucky that we caught it early, so I had surgery followed by chemotherapy. April was supportive throughout all this. She made appointments for dress shopping to fit around my schedule. When we picked the bridesmaids' dresses, April said she would be paying for them and the alterations, and she said it was her way of thanking us for being there for her. We chose to buy mine a size up from what I wore because chemo can cause weight gain. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I've had to go through more rounds than first predicted. 3 weeks ago, we went to a fitting and my dress wouldn't close. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to leave the changing room, but April talked me into coming out as the other girls hadn't seen me try it on and they were excited. I came out and explained the problem to April. I apologized and offered to pay her back for the dress and to pay for the alterations to make it fit. All that it needed was for it to be let out a little bit, and it had been taken in at my previous fitting before I had more chemo. The seamstress said that it was an easy fix and that it wouldn't damage the dress as we had bought a size bigger in the first place. I thought everything was fine until we went out to dinner with a few of our friends to celebrate it getting closer to the wedding. When I ordered a pasta dish, April gave me a strange look and then made a comment about how it was no wonder I didn't fit into the dress and how I couldn't just say the weight gain was from my chemo. I was in shock about it, and I didn't know what to do. When someone told her it was a horrible thing to say, she started saying that I would ruin her wedding pictures, and it was already bad enough that she had to buy a size 10 dress just so I would fit into it. And now her pictures would be ruined by a whale who can't stop stuffing her face. I didn't think it was fair, as I've been on a diet.
The face. I would commit assault at that
right?
point.
I'd be in jail.
Yep.
I didn't think it was fair, as I had been on a diet ever since my diagnosis to combat any weight gain from my treatment and lost it. I did raise my voice. I told her that I can't believe anyone could be as cold and heartless as to say that, and considering how she's been there throughout this whole thing, the only conclusion I could make was that she's a narcissist who should be given an Oscar for her acting talents.
Oh.
I said not to worry about the pictures because I wouldn't be there at all, and that I'm glad she can't get a refund on the dress, and then told her fiancé he should just contact a divorce lawyer now to save time because it would be sad to be stuck with her. And then I left.
Burn, burn, burn.
I've been told I was harsher than needed and shouldn't drop out this close to the wedding, but I don't see why I should have to be there after I was humiliated. Am I the asshole?
Wait, why would you want to celebrate with somebody who would talk to you like that?
No.
First of all, either of them.
No,
okay?
yeah.
Like, I get arguments and stuff, but like, why would she as a bride want somebody to still be in her wedding who talked to her like that? Absolutely justifiably.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah,
I wouldn't want someone there being like, oh yeah, well, I hate you anyways, but I'm still going to be in your lineup. Like, yeah, no, I wouldn't want someone there. Second of all, why would you ever call someone a whale?
That is awful.
To their face? Like,
after chemo.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing if she's upset and she thinks like, oh, well, I think maybe she's not actually taking care of herself as well as she could be, and then she's blaming everything on chemo, kind of a thing. But you tell that to your spouse behind closed doors.
You don't say that to their face.
No. You don't say that to anybody.
You don't say, you're going to ruin my wedding pictures with your whale fat ass.
Yeah.
Like, no.
No.
That's
like,
insane.
You're going to ruin your own wedding pictures with your own fat ass or
you're
this black eye I'm about to give you.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
yes, exactly. Be like, you wait.
You wait.
You wait.
You know what? I would have stayed in the wedding. I would have ruined something. I would have done it. I would have been like, you're right.
Just
you're
like
right.
Flip the bird in every picture, or like spill wine on her dress.
Oh, yeah. Something.
Yeah. You're a bitch who deserves bitchiness. Mm-hmm. So fuck you.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was like,
something.
what?
I would have done something so much worse. That's a lie. I'm a Cancer. I talk a lot of big game. I wouldn't do shit, but I would so much want to. Like,
I would leave, and I would not be in the wedding.
No.
That's for damn sure. Who are these people, the other bridesmaids,
Yeah.
to be like, you're not going to be in the wedding?
Yeah.
You should just be in the wedding.
I appreciate that one person being like, whoa, don't talk to her like that. She's going chemo.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
Fuck that, man.
In no situation is she the asshole.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Ridiculous.
And I'm not trying to say she's got a cancer past or anything,
No,
but you have an explanation as to why you're gaining weight. Like, that makes me so mad.
You should just be happy that your best friend is there to celebrate with you.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Obviously, you weren't that great of friends.
Right?
Ugh.
Freaking Shannon was up with me till like 3 a.m. most nights, sewing my bridesmaids' dresses for me, okay? Yeah. Like, that's how amazing she is, okay? I was there for her in a different way for a wedding, but that's not neither here nor there.
Talk about that.
So,
well, there you go.
But yeah, like, you should be there for your friends. I don't understand why people can't be friends.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Ooh.
Love your mother-in-law or mother-in-laws. Love your daughter-in-laws. Be there for your friends. Stop being dicks to your spouses.
Yeah. And like, if you don't like them, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And deal with it because someone that you love loves them.
Mm-hmm.
So stop it.
Yep.
Don't be a bitch.
No.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, I just hate that so much. I love all these entitled mother-in-laws being like, I just don't like my daughter-in-law because I don't think she's good enough for my son. Okay, well, stop being in love with your son.
Yeah.
First of all, gross. Ew.
Back off.
Okay. Second, gross. Ew. I hate you. It's just...
Okay,
Anyway.
friends. We have a thunderstorm and we have dogs, so we need to leave.
They're
But we
not
love
happy.
you.
Yep.
Tell us who's the asshole.
Yeah.
And we'll
Is
see
it
you next
me?
week.
Am I the
Am
asshole?
I the asshole? You're not the asshole.
Yep. Have a good time.
Love you.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode. Let us know what you think by leaving a comment or sending us an email at bmoviebashpodcast@gmail.com.
You can listen to our episodes on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Apple, Amazon Music, and Audible, or you can find the video versions on our YouTube channel.
If you want to support the podcast, you can find our coffee link on our Anchor page. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends.